Funny thing, isn't it? People only start paying attention when the universe raises its voice. Not a gentle whisper, not a friendly little nudge. No, it takes a shake, a crack in the comfortable silence. A feeling that something bigger than your excuses has finally lost its patience. Everyone walks around pretending they can't hear it. The tug in the chest, the shift in the air, that uneasy little knot in the stomach saying, "Wake up before life does it for you." But ignorance is such a cozy blanket, isn't it? Warm, soft, what perfectly wrapped around every fear. You don't want to face people, only change when life stops whispering and starts shaking them. Isn't that funny? Everyone loves gentle advice, soft voices, calm books about improvement, until reality grabs them by the throat. You'd think all these motivational quotes pasted on wallpapers would turn humanity into unstoppable warriors, right? Yet most people treat them like background music, pleasant noise they never dance to, because as long as life whispers, they nod, they smile, they pretend they understand. But oh, when life decides it's tired of being polite, when it stops tapping your shoulder and gives you a hard shove, suddenly you wake up. You see, the world doesn't reward daydreamers who wait for perfect timing. No, it toys with them. It watches them scroll, binge, hope, plan, delay, and then snap, a crisis comes. A job gone, a heart broken, a door slammed shut, regret cackling in the corner, pointing a finger like, "You thought you had time." How adorable. Humans only pray when pain arrives. They only hustle when bills whisper threats. They only look in the mirror when failure starts breathing down their neck. That's the comedy. Everyone wants to evolve, but no one wants to feel the squeeze that forces evolution. Whispers are gentle. Whispers are suggestions. Whispers are ignored. But when life screams, oh, suddenly everyone listens. Because the truth isn't soft. The truth doesn't hug you. The truth barges in like an uninvited guest and flips the table. You say you want success, but you sleep like you're already rich. You say you want respect, but you speak like you don't matter. You say you want change, but you cling to comfort like a child clutching a blanket in the dark. And then you're surprised when nothing happens for you. Surprised. Really, fear is a master teacher. Pain is the curriculum. Loss, the graduation ceremony. Some people need to lose everything before they finally move. Some need betrayal to value loyalty. Some need embarrassment to find discipline. The quiet nudge never works for them. They only learn when life slaps the excuses out of their mouth. Tragic, maybe. But oh, so predictable. Look around. Everyone claims they're waiting for a sign, waiting for clarity, confidence, inspiration, as if destiny is a polite butler who knocks before entering. It's not. Destiny kicks the door down. But until then, people sit hands folded, scrolling, hoping that someday motivation will politely introduce itself. Hi there, I'm motivation. Mind if I change your life today? No. Motivation is chaos, disruption, discomfort. It arrives disguised as problems, not miracles. Some people don't move until anxiety suffocates them. They don't save money until debt laughs in their face. They don't exercise until doctors shake their heads. They don't chase dreams until life corners them and whispers its final threat: change or drown. And then suddenly, after years of ignoring gentle nudges, they sprint. Not because they love progress, but because stagnation finally hurts more than effort. That's the secret. People don't change for desire, they change for survival. And isn't it fascinating? Everyone says they want greatness, but they run from pressure like it's a monster under the bed. Yet pressure is the only sculptor that knows how to carve diamonds out of coal. What you call pain, life calls chiseling. What you call unfair, life calls training. But humans love to cry unfair. They love to feel picked on by fate, because it's easier to blame existence than confront laziness. It's easier to say, life is hard, than admit, I am soft, so life waits. Patient at first. It gives chances, gentle reminders, opportunities disguised as challenges. But when those are ignored long enough, the shaking begins. A crisis hits. A storm rolls in. Suddenly the clock ticks louder, the days feel shorter, the mirrors get sharper. And the very lesson you ignored becomes the very blow that wakes you up. That's the punchline. Life does not punish you. It prepares you. You just keep mistaking discipline for suffering and warning signs for threats instead of invitations. And then you act surprised when the whisper becomes a roar. You ever notice how people cling to excuses like their life rafts in an ocean they jumped into themselves? I don't have time. I don't have resources. I don't have support. Someday. Ah yes, someday. The favorite holiday of the lazy, the festival of almost winners. They polish their excuses like trophies. Hold them up proudly. Show them off like precious jewels. Because excuses feel comfortable, and comfort is a delicious poison. Slow enough not to alarm you, sweet enough to keep sipping, deadly enough to kill potential with a smile. Everyone loves dreaming of a miracle. That magical moment when life suddenly gets easier. When money drops from the sky. When motivation wakes them up like a loyal servant with breakfast in bed. When confidence knocks politely and says, "Excuse me, may I enter your brain today?" But miracles aren't earned through hoping. They're summoned by pain, persistence, and the ugly grind you're terrified of. Yet most people, they'd rather light a candle and wait. Wait for fate to feel generous. Wait for luck to stumble into their living room. Wait for greatness to feel merciful. Meanwhile, time doesn't wait. It eats. Quietly. Patiently. Cruelly. Excuses are funny little things, aren't they? Soft cushions for the weak, cages wrapped in velvet. They wrap themselves in excuses instead of effort, and then cry when life wraps them in regret. They say they can't start because they're scared they'll fail. Oh no, dear. You don't fear failure. You fear responsibility. You fear looking in the mirror and realizing the villain wasn't fate, wasn't society, wasn't your past, wasn't your parents, wasn't your circumstances. It was you. That realization stings more than failure ever could. So you keep dancing with excuses like they're loyal lovers. And the world loves it. It sells you distractions dressed as dreams, entertainment disguised as inspiration, noise disguised as knowledge. You scroll, You watch, you admire others, thinking that admiration counts as progress. You drown in motivation videos, like someone watching workout routines while eating cake. One day I'll change, you whisper. Yes, one day. The greatest lie ever spoken by humans, still trying to convince themselves they have unlimited tomorrows. People admire warriors but live like spectators. They love stories of struggle and triumph. Oh, they adore those. But only as long as they don't have to touch pain themselves. They want the reward without the sacrifice, the victory without the wounds, the crown without the blood. But crowns are forged in fire, not wishes. And life has a twisted sense of humor. You don't get what you want. You get what you work for, bleed for, break for. And if you refuse, then life hands you something else: regret, wrapped carefully, delivered slowly, felt deeply. Excuses whisper so seductively, don't they? Not today. You're tired. You'll start next week. Things will get better first. It sounds so reasonable, so gentle. The perfect lullaby to rock your ambition to sleep. Meanwhile, someone out there, someone with less time, less support, less talent, less money, less comfort, they're doing the thing you swore you'd do. And one day they'll stand on the stage you dreamed of, and you'll clap, pretending to be happy, while your heart cracks like glass under truth. And the excuse you fed for years will turn to poison in your throat. People want miracles, but they refuse to become the miracle. They pray for doors to open, but spend their days with hands in their pockets. They beg for a lucky break, not realizing luck only visits those already bleeding for their goals. People think pain is punishment. Oh no. Pain is a conversation, a warning, a teacher. But excuses tell you pain is unfair, that effort is unnecessary, that destiny owes you something. Destiny owes nothing. Life owes nothing. You want meaning? You carve it. You want power? You build it. You want the miracle. You become the kind of creature that forces miracles to appear. But that's the tragedy. People aren't weak, they're comfortable. They aren't lost, they're pretending. And comfort is the silent killer. No alarms, no screams, no warnings. Just a slow, quiet decay of dreams while you hum lullabies of excuses, waiting for a miracle that was always waiting for you instead. Isn't it amusing how people flinch when life raises its voice? Oh, they adore gentle whispers, soft nudges, polite reminders. Take your time. You'll get there. Go easy on yourself. They drink that like warm milk before bed. But the moment reality slams a fist on the table, suddenly, everyone becomes fragile glass, trembling, offended, shocked, as if the universe owes them lullabies instead of lessons, as if growth is supposed to feel like a hug instead of a slap. You see, warnings only sound harsh to people who've been hiding from truth so long, they forgot what honesty feels like. They don't fear the warning. They fear what it reveals about them. People love living in comfortable illusions, you know. Those little fantasies they tuck themselves into at night. I'll get my life together soon. I'm trying my best. I just need a sign. But they don't want signs. No. They want reassurance. They don't want truth. They want permission to stay the same. That's why when life finally screams, MOV, they cover their ears and cry that it's unfair, too loud, too intense. A warning isn't cruel. It's mercy wearing urgency like armor. But comfort addicts don't see mercy. They only see disturbance. Real truth doesn't come gently. It doesn't knock like a polite guest. It barges in like a storm, tearing doors off hinges. It wakes you up the way lightning wakes a sleeping city. Fast, bright, with no apology. And people hate that kind of awakening. They'd rather keep dreaming. Dreams are safe. Reality. Reality bites, scratches, shakes. It demands action. It mocks procrastination. It rips excuses out of your hands and forces you to look at your own reflection without filters, without soft lighting, without a script. You ever watch someone realize they've been wasting years? It's almost tragic, almost funny. Like watching someone wake up and realize the villain in their life wasn't bad luck. It was them. Warnings feel harsh only to those who hoped life would wait for them. They treat time like a patient servant instead of the relentless beast it is. Time doesn't negotiate. Time doesn't soothe. Time doesn't care about your emotions, your excuses, your fragile pride. Time simply counts. And when it gets impatient, it sends warnings, sometimes gentle, sometimes seismic. But fragile minds call it punishment. The bold call it invitation. The broken call it doom. The awake call it transformation. Funny how the same alarm clock can either annoy you or save you, depending on whether you were meant to wake up. People say they want truth, but truth demands sacrifice. Truth demands accountability. Truth demands you stop blaming the weather, your childhood, the economy, your friends, fate, karma, alignment of stars, and every other convenient ghost you hide behind. Truth demands you step into the arena. And most people would rather sit in the audience eating popcorn, critiquing those who bleed for their dreams. They fear failure, but they fear responsibility more. A warning strips away the luxury of blaming others. It forces you to choose change or be changed by consequences. Oh, and consequences never whisper. They roar. So when life shouts, when the universe smacks your complacency, when reality throws cold water in your face and laughs while you sputter, that isn't cruelty. That's opportunity dressed like chaos. That's destiny kicking your chair out so you finally stand. That's mercy disguised as urgency. But to the unprepared, to the ones holding their dreams with weak fingers and soft spine, it feels like attack. They don't hate the warning. They hate the mirror that comes with it. Because warnings don't just say, act now. They say, you knew better and still waited. And nothing hurts quite like being confronted by your own delay. Imagine someone drowning, but complaining that the lifeguard grabbed them too roughly. That's what humans do with truth. They'd rather drown politely than be saved unpleasantly. They protect comfort like it's treasure, not realizing it's the silent thief stealing their life bit by bit. So life raises its voice. It shakes the ground. It rattles bones. And those who are ready, oh, they rise. But those who were clinging to softness pretend the warning was violence instead of rescue. You don't lose to life. You lose to your denial of it, and warnings are not threats. They are invitations to stop pretending and start waking up pain. People treat it like some cruel cosmic curse, a punishment, a sign they've been abandoned or singled out for torment. They look up and ask, "Why me?" As if discomfort is injustice, as if the world owes them a painless journey. Pain scares them more than failure, more than truth, more than silence. Because pain doesn't lie. Pain doesn't sugarcoat. Pain arrives uninvited, unapologetic, and brutally honest. Most folks don't hate pain. They hate what pain exposes: weakness, stagnation, self-deception. They want progress without pressure, lessons without bruises, growth without scar tissue. But pain isn't here to hurt you for fun. It's here because you slammed the door on change and pretended you couldn't hear the knocking. You ever notice how people ignore gentle signs? The little warnings, the whispers that say, "Wake up, fix this move, evolve." They pretend they don't hear. They pretend life will be patient. They lull themselves into this cozy fog where time stretches forever and consequences travel slowly. Then, when pain kicks down the door, they cry betrayal. Funny, isn't it? They ignore whispers and then complain about screams. Pain isn't punishment, it's escalation. When life taps, you shrug. When life nudges, you delay. When life whispers, you close your eyes. So eventually life stops asking nicely. It doesn't hate you. It's trying to shake you awake. Comfort. Ah, comfort is the real villain dressed as a friend. It feeds you softness, convinces you you're safe, tells you there's no urgency, no rush. It wraps you in warm blankets while your dreams rot quietly in the corners of your mind. Pain arrives not to destroy you, but to rip those blankets off and remind you the world is still moving, with or without you. Pain is a siren, an alarm clock, a spotlight, a hammer breaking the shell you built around yourself. But people cling to comfort like it's treasure, not realizing it's a coffin. They'd rather sleep peacefully in stagnation than wake up violently into transformation. And so pain must raise its voice. It must rattle. It must burn. Otherwise, nothing changes. Look at anyone who built themselves, truly built themselves, and you'll find a trail of pain behind them. Broken moments, shattered illusions, lost comfort, torn ego, not because they were cursed, but because they listened when life pushed instead of waiting until it shoved. Meanwhile, others sit on cold floors, hugging their excuses like stuffed toys, whispering, "I'm suffering because life is unfair." No, you're suffering because life is calling you forward and you're clinging to backwards. Pain isn't punishment. Pain is forceful guidance. It's the universe kicking you out of chapters you've overstayed in. But most don't see it. They treat every shake as collapse instead of construction. People say they want to change. Oh yes, they chant about growth like it's a religion. But when life hands them the tools, discomfort, struggle, challenge, they drop them and cry they were attacked. They want transformation without friction, evolution without discomfort. They want to shed old skin without feeling it peel. So they hide from pain as if hiding has ever saved anyone. Pain knocks louder and louder, and they cover their ears, hoping ignorance gives immunity. But ignoring fire doesn't stop the burning. Ignoring hunger doesn't fill the stomach. And ignoring purpose doesn't fulfill destiny. Pain is the doorway, and most people choose to sit outside complaining about the cold instead of walking through the heat. You ever see someone look back on life and suddenly realize pain was the turning point, not the tragedy? In the moment, pain feels hostile. Later, pain looks holy. But humans are impatient creatures. They demand comfort now and growth later. Meanwhile, pain plays the long game. It arrives not to break bones, but to break illusions. It wants you empty of excuses, stripped of lies, raw enough to rebuild. Pain isn't the enemy, stagnation is. But stagnation feels gentle, so people trust it. Pain feels violent, so they fear it. And because they fear it, they misread it. They fight the force trying to free them and defend the chains strangling them. Marvelous irony, some knock politely, some yell, some smash walls. The universe is the last type. If you refuse to move, it moves you. If you refuse to grow, it stretches you. If you refuse to listen, it roars until your inner silence cracks. And the funny thing, once people finally rise, once they walk through the heat they avoided, once they survive what they swore would kill them, suddenly the pain looks different. Not punishment, not cruelty, but initiation. A necessary fire that burns illusions so only truth remains. But most don't see that yet. When the knocking starts, they panic. They hide. They run. They call it suffering instead of summoning. They call it being cursed when it's really being chosen to wake up. You ever watch someone tuck themselves into the grave of their own potential? Not with tragedy, not with catastrophe, no, with comfort. With soft little phrases like, "I'll do it tomorrow," "I'm not ready yet," "It's not the right time." They murmur these sweet excuses like bedtime songs and drift off, peacefully ignorant, while their dreams suffocate quietly in the dark corners of their mind. People don't fail spectacularly. They fade. They drift into mediocrity, like someone slowly falling asleep at the wheel. And by the time they crash, they pretend they never saw it coming. Excuses don't break people. They lull them. They soothe them into ruin. Funny thing, excuses don't scream, they whisper. Oh, they're gentle, comforting, like warm blankets and soft pillows. You don't notice them tightening around your neck until breathing is a memory. They promise safety, promise patience, promise that you can wait without consequences. You need rest. You deserve a break. Life is overwhelming. It all sounds nurturing, like a mother tucking in a child. But sometimes the softest hands are the most dangerous, because they don't shock you into waking up. They numb you into sleeping through your own life. People aren't lazy, they're seduced. Seduced by the illusion that time is loyal. That tomorrow will always come with open arms everyone loves, calling themselves dreamers. But a dream without action is just a hallucination dressed in hope. And excuses are the lullabies that make hallucinations feel like plans. They whisper, "You're on your way," when you haven't even taken a step. They make you feel busy, while you're standing still. Ever notice how people adore planning, talking, imagining? But when it comes to doing, suddenly they need motivation. Clarity, a sign, perfect timing, emotional alignment, planetary permission. They want the universe to roll out a red carpet before they make a move. When truth is, the universe only applauds after you bleed for something. Look closely at anyone stuck in the same place for years. Same dreams, same complaints, same sighs about someday. They didn't get trapped. They got rocked to sleep by comforting lies. You have time. The dead believe that too. Someone will notice your talent. Oh yes. The world is famous for rewarding silent potential, isn't it? You're doing your best. Are you? Or are you just avoiding discomfort and calling it strategy? Excuses don't let you rot instantly. That would be merciful. They stretch it out, make it gentle, make you feel calm as the colors drain from your future. A slow, painless death of ambition in society. Oh, society loves excuses. It feeds them like candy. Tells you to take it easy. Tells you hustle is toxic. Tells you pressure is harmful. Tells you ambition is unhealthy. Tells you to prioritize comfort above purpose. They call it self-care, but sometimes self-care is self-sabotage, wearing a robe and sipping herbal tea. Comfort culture makes cowards feel wise, makes stagnation feel like balance. Meanwhile, life isn't waiting. Opportunities aren't waiting. Growth isn't waiting, but people. They're asleep, humming lullabies to their dreams, believing they'll wake up successful simply because they meant well and then. Oh, the heartbreak. The glorious moment when time finally pulls the blanket off and reality slaps. Suddenly, they look around and panic. What happened? What happened? You sang yourself to sleep. You listened to excuses instead of urgency. You cuddled comfort while your goals starved in the cold. You chose easy instead of necessary, and now you're shocked. People treat their dreams like fragile pets and then wonder why they die. Dreams don't need protection. They need pursuit. But pursuit requires friction, effort, sacrifice. And humans love romance, not struggle. They adore inspiration, not discipline. They crave results, not responsibility. Excuses feel safe because they keep you from trying. And if you don't try, you can't fail. That's the real poison. People would rather live peacefully with unrealized potential than live painfully with effort. They'd rather ask, what if, forever than risk a real answer. Excuses protect pride while destroying possibility. They're the sweetest poison. Silent, warm, soothing, and absolutely lethal to any future worth having. And every time someone hits a wall, every time they feel stuck, they think they need motivation. Funny. Motivation is a spark, but excuses are anesthesia. They don't light you up. They numb you. They convince you effort is optional, discipline is harsh, urgency is dramatic. They rock you gently while life passes by the window, waving politely as it leaves you behind. You don't lose your dream in one blow. You lose it night after night, tucked in by excuses, singing lullabies, made of fear, wearing comfort's perfume.